Hey everyone, this is Carl, and this is going to be our second ever episode of Man Cooking. So today, we're going to have a little spinach pasta sausage special dish. So this is really easy. Anyone can do it. All you need is some spinach, some garlic, minced or already made for you, some penne pasta, some sausage. You always need your badge to make sure people know who you are. And then you just need a pot, a colander, and then a little skillet. Actually, you need a really big skillet. And that's all.
So, you are probably wondering after my last meal, the chili I made, why Ashley would want me to cook again. Well, it was because the chili was absolutely fantastic. So, let's take a look into how this meal went down.
As always, you must follow the first rule of cooking. Don't be too competent. So, Ashley, where's the hot Italian sausage?
In the refrigerator. Right
I don't see it.
Right in the front.
I don't see it. First thing you want to do is brown your sausage. So come over here, turn your stovetop up, 7, 8, whatever you want to brown it at. Open up the packaging. Just drop it on there. Your next step is to make sure you get the water going while you're still cooking your sausage. Is to throw in your pasta into the big bowl, and you want to cook your pasta for about 10 minutes. I have no idea how much pasta it's going to make, but no one really cares because it's going to be in the oven. So while you're cooking, you want to keep your significant other happy. So what I like to do is a little fake Lay's wavy chips with some ranch dressing. Hey Ashley, I just used the immersion blender to make some fancy ranch dressing, and I used the air fryer to fry some potatoes. You want a snack real fast? This is completely optional, but sometimes I like to throw little croissant rolls into the mix. So just make sure to spray your pan a little bit right here. And then you gotta pop the croissant rolls, which is gonna make you look like a fool because sometimes they're kind of hard to pop. So when they're getting caught on camera, you're gonna look like an idiot. Keep filming. Let's get these bad boys out here. Oh my God, what did I do? Why are they not coming apart? Am I an idiot? Okay, help me.
At this point, go ahead and add in your garlic. You can also add in some salt, pepper, other spices, but our sausage comes pretty well seasoned already. And then all of this, so you throw in your croissant rolls.
Hey Google, set a timer for 9 minutes. Another rule of cooking is to never make sure you have too much grease. So I always like to take my sausage. Hey Google, shut up! I like to throw it in there. And then, hey Google, stop! And once I throw it in there, I actually like to take the pan and I like to clean it out with some paper towels. So the next thing you want to do is you want to put your spinach on the burner. Just like that, just throw it all on there. And then actually throw your meat on top of that. As you can tell, this has a lot of greens in it, so it must be extremely healthy.
So, in reality, the spinach in this meal does not make it healthy. We, as Americans, actually tremendously overconsume meats, cheeses, breads, and pastas. Though these are absolutely delicious and affordable, they are often extremely high in carbohydrates and aren't the healthiest. As shown by this dietary intake graph, Americans way underconsume vegetables, fruits, while overconsuming added sugar, saturated fat, and sodium. Speaking of saturated fat, Americans of all age groups have intake of saturated fats well above the recommended maximum limit. Furthermore, most of these saturated fats come from snacks and sweets in addition to mixed dishes like pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. So though Man Cooking does try to provide easy to make meals for someone new to cooking, we highly recommend making some dishes that have significant portions that are plant-based and low in added sugar, sodium, and saturated fats.
So this is another optional step. Some people don't like any sauce whatsoever in their spinach pasta sausage thing, but I like some Prego low sodium traditional. So I just take it out there and I just dump in quite a bit. I don't really know how much. That looks good enough to me. And then just mix it in and heat it up.
So another thing I like to do, even though it's not the healthiest, is to make this buttery honey glaze for the croissant rolls. So what you do is melt a little butter in the microwave and add a little honey, mix it up. You can use this little fancy distribution device or just pour it over. So I just like to lightly put a coat on all of the croissant rolls and then put it in the oven for a few minutes. So you can see here me just putting a little bit on. And then for me particularly, I like to have a little more of this mixture on there. So see this mini one at the end, that one's for me. So I just take the rest of it, dump it all on there. Does that not look delicious? So as always, I always like to set the table, just a few napkins, forks, water, nothing fancy. So just pour in your pasta, mix it up really well. You probably actually want to leave it on the stovetop for a minute or two. If your pasta has cooled down a little bit, if you cooked it too early, just make sure it's nice and warm before serving. So once you're ready to serve it, just scoop on a little bit in there, try to present it really nice. Pick up a croissant roll, put a croissant roll on there. As you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic right now. But little what do you realize is that you just made enough food for like 10 meals. So unless you have a big family, you are going to be eating this for like the next week straight. So I really hope you enjoy it. But you know, it's good for meal prepping. In college, I used to eat this for lunch, breakfast, dinner, all that for like a week straight. As a reminder, just always make sure you do your dishes. You want your loved one to be happy because you not only cooked but did the dishes.
And as always, recycling is cool.
So once again, thank you everyone so much for watching our second ever episode of Man Cooking, and make sure to subscribe if you liked our video. We'd really appreciate it.